Hi, my name is Mulambo, Mambo Haimbe. Everyone calls me Mambo. I'm in year 12. Outside of school, where I get my inspiration from is, first of all, my parents. Both of my parents have very, very demanding jobs. My father is a minister and my mother is a health economist, and they're both very intelligent people. To me, they've been the biggest inspiration that I've found outside of school. I also find my inspiration in my favorite sports stars. For example, Siya Kolisi, the captain of the South African rugby team. He's my inspiration because not only did he break racial barriers, but he also pursued a passion whilst also helping his community. So that's where I get my inspiration from outside of school. Within school, my most unusual sources of inspiration could be one, the peacocks. The reason why I'm so inspired by the peacocks is because in traditional times, in ancient times, such as in ancient Indian civilizations, peacocks were seen as a symbol of wealth and prosperity. So I see the peacocks as a symbol of inspiration because I'm inspired to achieve not only wealth but also success in my own personal life. I also gain inspiration from right here in the library because I've always had a passion for books and the stories that are within books, and I've always had a passion for creative writing. So my inspiration comes from all of the wonderful stories that have been crafted in this library for hundreds of children to come and read. Aside from my parents, the two individuals that fill me with inspiration would be Steve Biko of South Africa and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. The reason why I'm so inspired by Steve Biko is a lot of people underestimate and understate the role he had in the South African struggle for freedom. Yes, Nelson Mandela did have a great impact on South African freedom, but Steve Biko was the unspoken hero of that whole liberation struggle. He was the person that set the wheels in motion for Nelson Mandela to free South Africa of racial inequities. And the reason why I'm so inspired by Kwame Nkrumah is because Kwame Nkrumah took Ghana from a nothing state that came out of colonialism to one of the most prosperous countries in the whole of Africa, and one of the first countries in Africa to achieve independence from British colonial rule. So about Scholars Cup, the Scholars Cup is an academic program that consists of a Scholars Challenge, which is a quiz of 120 questions, team debate, which is it's basically when a team of 3 goes against another team of 3 in a debate on different motions such as does technology help criminals commit crimes more than it helps those who solve crimes solve them. And there is also a Scholars Ball in which all of the teams participate in a challenge in the main hall on the final day. And there's the collaborative writing section where you can write either an essay, a story, a poem, any sort of writing, any sort of creative writing on several prompts of different subjects. And the Scholars Cup is 2 days with the Scholars Challenge and the team debate happening on day 1, together with the collaborative writing, and the Scholars Ball, which is all the teams together participating in a test on the second day, and prize giving on the second day as well at Government Complex. And my participation in the Scholars Cup, well, to be honest, I was quite nervous when starting out because that was my first Scholars Cup experience. That was my first time doing it. On the first day, I did the 3 debates and I think I did very well in them because I was the second speaker. I delivered concise points. And the Scholars Challenge and the collaborative writing were the big parts for me because in the Scholars Challenge I actually received 4 medals, 3 golds and 1 silver. And in the collaborative writing I wrote on the ancient civilization of Great Zimbabwe. My experience was enjoyable, to say the least, because I had the very best team and I had the best experience meeting new people, debating against people, testing my skills. And I also think a big part of my experience was my confidence levels because I came into the competition with little to no confidence and left on top of the moon, honestly. And coming third overall is a really big achievement for me, and it's one thing that I am proud of up to now. The type of people that I wish to inspire as I go through my journey as a person and throughout my career is all types of people. I want to inspire everyone, young, old, black, white, man, woman. I want to inspire everyone to achieve things that they felt they could never achieve in their own life. I never thought I could achieve what I achieved at World Scholars. I never thought I could debate in front of people. I never thought I could be good at academic challenges. But here I am today boasting 10 medals and 3 trophies that you can see behind me. Honestly, I want to inspire everyone to not only be the best in their own abilities, but also to inspire the best in others. I want everyone to be an inspiration for everyone else. I don't want to be a sole inspiration. I don't want everyone to point at me and say, I want to be like Mulambo. I want people to point at each other. I want to be like him. I want to be like her. I want people to be inspired by other people. My most memorable moment in pursuing my career path and participating in the World Scholars Cup was the award ceremony. That was the most memorable for me because I've always wanted to be a lawyer since I was 3 years old. And a big part of law is debate and studying and academics. And I've never really thought of myself as someone who's good at that. I've always seen myself as second best. But going up there and receiving all those medals and all those trophies and seeing my name on the board made me realize that I've always had the potential and I've always been able to do what I've always dreamed of. It's just I've never had the time to realize it, and I've never looked inwardly enough to realize that moment. Another reason why that's so momentous to me is because as I was going up, I had a group of friends below me they were my friends in grade 7 before I came to Baobab College and before I even started secondary school. And in grade 7, my confidence was extremely low. And those people were a big part of that journey because they always pushed me to push my own boundaries and push myself forward. And to see them see me collect all those medals and be so happy and cheer my name, it was a big moment for me because it felt like my life was finally complete, like my life had come full circle. And I think for my career, that's going to be important because I'm going to take those moments and I want to replicate them. And I want to replicate them bigger and bigger as I go on.